Kling 3 is here and it's huge. It changes everything about how we generate videos with AI. While up until very recently, video generation models interpreted prompts as visual elements to render. But Kling 3 is built to understand cinematic intent. Like give it a screenplay or write a scene out as if it were a movie. So with good reason, this is going to change how we want to prompt with Kling 3 so we can get the best results. The best news is Kling 3 is available on Venice. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 techniques for getting really cool, high quality output with Kling 3. So first off, credit where credit is due. Everything we are about to cover, all these techniques for using Kling 3 to the max comes from Fal.ai. This blog post shares all these same tips in blog post format with different examples, with more prompt examples, and this is a really helpful resource. So everything we're about to talk about comes from there. Thank you guys from the Fal team. Now, what's new in Kling 3? Well, we got multi-shot generation. This is huge. We can have up to 6 shots in a single output. So we can make a scene in just one video generation. We can have native audio in there, multilingual, and each generation can last up to 15 seconds. Which really allows us to start telling stories. And to top this all off, the subject consistency is off the charts. So we have new capabilities here with 15 seconds that we never had before. So to demonstrate the techniques for using Kling 3 as effectively as possible, we are going to tell a story of the glass blower's apprentice, a Venice tale in 6 scenes. Technique number 1. Think in shots, not clips. We want to label each shot explicitly because we can do multi-shots here. Shot 1, shot 2, etc. We want to use cinematic language, which we've wanted to use anyway with earlier models. And we can mention up to 6 shots in one generation. So think of the scene you're trying to tell. You have 15 seconds, you can go up to 6 shots. So with Kling 3, we can think in scenes. And so when we prompt, we want to think in shots, not like, okay, clips that I'm going to piece together later. So here's our first prompt. This is a multi-shot prompt. We have our master prompt, which is dawn breaks over a Murano glass-blowing workshop. An old master works alone, creating beauty from fire. Multi-shot prompt 1. So this is the first shot in the multi-shot. Establishing wide shot. Ancient brick workshop on the Venetian lagoon. First light streaming through arched windows, furnaces glowing. Then our second shot. Medium shot of the master's weathered hands gathering molten glass. Then shot 3. A close-up as breath flows through the rod, glass blooming. So let's copy this in, paste that right here into Venice. I'm going to go with 03 Pro here. Let's check out our settings. Let's think. We got 3 shots here. I would say 10 to 13 seconds. Let's just go 15 seconds. We want audio. All right, results. Let's take a look. So we have our establishing shot, prompt 1. We have our medium shot of his hands pulling out the molten glass. And then we have the final shot of him blowing the glass. Cool. So we have the beginning of our story. So now let's move to technique number 2. Anchor your subjects early. Define your characters at the beginning. Keep descriptions consistent across shots. And use unique labels. Give character A a name, for example. So here we go. Let's copy this prompt. I'm going to keep going in the same chat here. So now we see the next scene. And notice how it's starting to read like a book. The workshop door creaks open. A young woman stands in the doorway. Character A, young apprentice. Hesitant, hopeful voice. Maestro Benedetto? The old master doesn't turn from his work. Character B, the master glass blower. Gruff, distracted voice. You're late. Young apprentice. So we don't say character A again because we've given him a name. Quiet, fierce. So we're giving that attitude. We're giving that emotion here in the brackets because beautiful things shouldn't disappear. What a touching story. So 03 took quite some time. So I'm going to go 03 standard now. And once again, how long do we want this to be? The door creaks open. Young woman stands in the doorway. The old master doesn't turn back. For example, maybe there's a long silence between the young apprentice addressing him and him saying, you're late. So I'll go with 10 seconds for this one. Okay, much faster generation here. Was also not as long.
Maestro Benedetto?
You're late.
Because beautiful things shouldn't disappear.
This is getting really cheesy really fast. Okay, you'll notice the consistency wasn't great because look how simple our prompts were. And obviously we're in a different setting here because in this setting, we actually show the wide shot and we actually prompted, where is this? What's going on? But we didn't do that here. And the reason being is because that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to learn how to prompt well with Kling. So remember, you're going to want to add more context about what these characters look like, where the setting is in every single prompt you use if you're going to have more than one prompt. Now let's describe motion. Technique number 3. So this is where it gets fun. Camera, whip pan, tracking, freeze frame, slow motion. Subject, lunges, spins, arcs, stumbles. Action sequence that need precise motion choreography. So I like to think of action movies or sports. So here we're going to have some fun now. Notice how we've got whip pans, camera pushes in fast to fierce eyes, camera tracks his spinning strike in slow motion, clash of steel, knife spinning through the air. So let's paste that in. Now, are we going to be guaranteed good character consistency in this shot? Maybe not, because all we've really described is 3 masked figures and the master glass blower. And here we just have he as a pronoun, the master, so we're going to see. Once again, we're talking uniquely about Kling 3 here. We still want to apply other best practices for prompting, which we do have other videos in the Venice YouTube channel about, if you're interested in learning. Okay. Okay, first off, we need to see that longer. Second off, I'm starting to feel the lack of context here. We didn't get the glass shattering, and the shot just started with the figures walking in, but watch the whip pan. Whoosh, right there, see that? That's the first one. And then camera pushes in past his fierce eyes. I like that. That's right there. Camera pushes into his eyes. Freeze frames on the clash of steel. Follows the knife spinning through the air, slow motion. Okay. I mean, keep working on that. And I feel like you're going to be onto something. But yeah, I think that shot needed 15 seconds. Technique 4. Use native audio intentionally. Label who speaks. Character A. Name, tone. Use immediately between speakers and describe voice quality and emotion. So, dawn light, the thieves have fled. Broken glass glitters on the floor. Young apprentice, shaking voice. Maestro, you were a soldier? The master sheathes the sword. So see how we see master glass blower, heavy, quiet voice. Another life. I came here to create, not destroy. Yada yada. So, let's see what this looks like as a dialogue scene. Once again, let's check the timing, major, soldier, and let's go 15 seconds on that one. Okay, we got it.
Maestro, you were a soldier?
Another life I came here to create, not destroy.
You protected everything you built.
The glass I can remake. You, I could not.
Debatable. Just kidding. All right. Very powerful performance. Let's look at this. Shaking voice by the apprentice, hands trembling as he puts the sword away.
Maestro, you were a soldier?
Another life I came here to create, not destroy.
You can see how nervous he is with his hands.
Maestro, you were a soldier?
Another life I came here to create, not destroy.
You protected everything you built.
The glass I can remake. You, I could not.
I don't know about that soft whisper, but that voice finally breaking was very clear. Interesting. Technique number 5, take advantage of longer durations. So we have up to 15 seconds for real narrative here. And as we just saw, that was a powerful performance. So let's describe the progression over time and use pacing. Time slows, pause, etc. 1 year later, golden afternoon light. When all this is done, we'll put all these techniques together into one comprehensive prompt and see it all in action. Now let's see what happens here. We did not give any context to our characters. A young apprentice, she, and a master, who is a he, and nods once. So let's see how that turns out here. 15 seconds. Okay. 1 year later. We got both characters. And we got the nod. No words needed. Okay. Okay. So as usual, you gotta play with these things. You gotta keep messing around, iterating with the prompts. Okay, technique number 6, we are all familiar with by now, image to video. So if I wanted to continue this scene, I could screenshot it or simply click this icon on the Venice interface, it's copy last frame and continue. Then we have an image to continue the next generation. So you see, instead of a text to video prompt, we're doing an image to video prompt. And this whole time, I've been doing text to video, which is risky, especially if you're trying to go for consistency across multiple generations. So attaching a reference image will lock in your visual as an anchor, maybe for your character, the scene itself, the camera, lighting, maybe even the motion based on an angle of the image. So before we put them all together, we're going to do one more prompt, and that has to do with more audio, structured naming, character labels, visual anchoring with the action first, then the dialogue, and audio details, like the voice tone and emotion for each character, and then temporal control for pacing. So for example, many years later, same workshop, once again, no context here. Character A, character B, character C. So you see character A, the name, his patient voice, the emotion and tone of his voice. Feel the weight, blah, 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 that's your dialogue. The new apprentice struggles. So there's the action, character, and emotion. Frustrated. It won't listen to me. A sound from the doorway. Character C, old maestro, soft, proud voice. Okay? So here, we're going to have 3 different characters, each with their own little bits of action and dialogue. And just for some fun, I'm going to continue this video because I actually think that would make sense. I'll just remove the many years later thing. So from here now, character A, the artisan, is going to say something. So no words were needed earlier, but now words are going to be needed.
Feel the weight. Let your breath be steady.
It won't listen to me. She said the same thing once.
Okay, so now we got our 3 characters here by being very specific about which character was, and we can definitely hear the emotion in each character. Patience, frustration, soft pride. Okay, so to wrap this all up, we're going to do one final scene that uses every technique together. Now, before we launch this prompt, let's review everything we've covered today. Thinking in shots, not clips. Remember, we can do multiple shots, angles in one generation. Anchor your subjects early, so later on in the prompt, Kling knows who you're talking about. Describe motion explicitly, the action. Use native audio intentionally. Be very direct about what the dialogue is and who's saying it. Take advantage of the longer durations. And it should go without saying, lock your video first with a first frame image before you start generating. You'll notice Kling 3 will also allow you to put an end frame. So this is a whole new ballgame here using Venice for generating videos. So here's our final prompt. We've got 3 shots, and we're even saying how long we want them. We're putting our action in. We've got 3 characters, we've got their descriptions, we've got dialogue with emotion, so we're intentional about that native audio. We even got some musical cues. So I'm going to fire this off as a 15-second prompt in a new conversation. All right. She's older.
What are you making?
A promise.
The glass doesn't care about talent.
Only love.
He'd be proud.
He is.
Oh, wow. Okay. Music swelling, fade to gold. Brilliant, right? We remember she's silver haired. She's older now. We totally got that. No problem. We got a great shot there opening up as she's working the furnace. Camera tracking past the glass sculptures. They both have great emotions.
A promise.
A promise. He'd be proud.
The glass doesn't care about talent.
Only love.
He'd be proud.
He is.
Kling 3, everybody. So there you have it. It's time to have some fun with Kling 3, available on Venice. Join the Venice Discord to let us know what you're creating with this powerful new video generation model. Make sure to subscribe to keep learning about the best ways you can use Venice. I'll see you in the next video.